Hello, and welcome back to Wednesday's Good Morning KU. My name is Meredith.
And I'm Carson. So, what'd you do over Thanksgiving?
I went home for Thanksgiving break. I know a couple weeks ago we talked about how I might be going to Texas to visit family, but we ended up staying home, which was honestly a good thing because I was sick all week, so unfortunately. It was good. We just hung out at home with my family and relaxed. And so how about you?
That's awesome. Yeah, I went home as well, and I actually took home a friend on my floor who's from Costa Rica, so he came home with me for Thanksgiving. We did a little Friendsgiving and I hung out with family, so it was a good week.
Cool.
Yeah, so there's a little picture of what I did. There's a big group of my friends. We have a pretty big friend group, so we had a good Thanksgiving. We ate food and hung out with our family, so it was fun.
Yeah, that looks fun. So Francesca is from Chicago, and she did a Friendsgiving with some of her friends on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. So there was just a selfie with her and two of her friends. Yeah.
This is what Jessica did. So there's a very pretty sunrise. She went Black Friday shopping. I've never done that before. Have you done that?
I did. I have once, but middle of the day, kind of random. But I usually don't Black Friday shop. No.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like that was a really pretty sunrise. So.
Yeah. Anna went to breakfast at First Watch. She's from Omaha, so her and her friends went on Wednesday morning when they all got back from college and hung out and met up with each other. They obviously haven't seen each other in a couple months, so she had a good time doing that.
This is a cat that Kate had found. She was shopping for a Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving, and she ran into this cat, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then this is me. I went obviously back home to Omaha. That's me and my family. We're missing my brother, but he was in Texas, long story. But that was right before we were about to eat. So, and actually, fun fact, I had a 103-degree fever right there. But I still wanted to eat some Thanksgiving food, so I went out for dinner and hung out with my family. So it was good.
Dang, so you stuck it out even with the fever.
Yeah, I know.
Anything
I
for
was
Thanksgiving
trying.
food.
Right. My mom was like, Meredith, I don't know. She was like, we needed our entertainment for the night. And I was like, I'm too sick. I can't even talk right now. I'm eating and going to bed.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. So finals are coming up in 2 weeks, I think.
Yes.
This week and next week are our last weeks of classes and then finals. How are you feeling? Do you have finals or?
Yeah, I have a few finals. I'm feeling pretty good. Being a freshman, I'm not really sure what to expect, but I think it'll be all right. What about you?
I feel like it's just like high school, honestly.
Yeah.
Same thing with finals. You study and take the test. It's nothing different. But I actually don't have any finals. I have a couple projects I have that are due finals week.
Okay.
So, yeah, working on some of those for the next couple weeks. But other than that, I got pretty lucky this year, especially with my journalism major. It's mostly just projects, not tests.
Yeah, exactly. So that's good.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the intro. We're going to cut to Anna and Francesca on the news.
37% of teens are cyberbullied. 95% of teens say they have an online presence. 23% of students say they have bullied someone. Before you post, think, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Or is it kind? For more information, visit stopbullying.gov. Most people check their phones 58 times a day. Americans spend an average of 5.4 hours on their phone daily. 51% of users check their phones a few times an hour. Too much time spent on your phone can lead to depression, anxiety, and insomnia. Put your phone down. Your text will be there later. Your friend won't.
Welcome back. I'm Anna.
And I'm Francesca. This is your Wednesday Good Morning KU News Update.
Countries all over the world are reacting to a new strain of COVID called Omicron. Several countries have restricted travel from South Africa, while the governor of New York State has declared a state of emergency, even though the new strain has not yet been detected in the United States.
The Attorney General for the state of Kansas has accused both KU and K-State of violating a new state law dealing with religious and medical exemptions to federal COVID-19 vaccination mandates. Attorney General Derek Schmidt had warned that he would send cease and desist notices to any groups who didn't follow the state guidelines. He also said that universities could lose hundreds of millions of dollars if they made it too difficult to apply for an exemption.
Kansas State Representative Aaron Coleman was arrested last weekend for the second time this fall. The 21-year-old was charged with misdemeanor battery last month after a family dispute and is suspected of drunk driving after his arrest on Saturday morning on I-70 in Douglas County. Governor Laura Kelly said that the legislature should remove Coleman from office if he does not resign.
In sports, the football team ended their season with a 34-28 loss to West Virginia on Saturday. The Jayhawks will finish 2-10 overall in Lance Leipold's first year, but the general feeling is positive. In the final 3 games, KU beat Texas and lost to TCU and West Virginia, each by less than a touchdown. Coach Leipold said that the preparation for next year will start right away, with the players hitting the weight room as early as today.
Yes, and that'll continue. We have a lot of development work to do, and again, it's within reason of coming off a season, and Matt has a plan, and we'll meet Monday and start talking about that as coaches get on the road, but yes, we need to take advantage of the opportunities that we have to continue in our development, especially with such a young roster up until the end of the semester.
The volleyball team also ended the regular season on Saturday with a victory over Kansas State. The Jayhawks finished the season with 4 straight victories and a record of 16-11. The team gathered on Selection Sunday to learn their fate. KU will play Oregon in the first round of the NCAA tournament at 4:30 p.m. on Thursday in Omaha. Coach Bouchard said that the team had a rough stretch in the middle of the season, but it showed them what they are capable of.
So we take Texas 5 and have a chance, and then who do we get to play the next day? Oh, the number 1 team in the country, Texas. Okay, great. And then we follow that up with Baylor back-to-back, number 5 team in the country. So if you look at, at West Virginia, I don't think we're playing our very best volleyball. I think we kind of hit the wall there a little bit, but those are all NCAA tournament teams. I think that the Texas match gave us an idea of, and that's over an extended period of time. And we statted point for point with them over 2 hours and 15 minutes. And other than their loss to Baylor, nobody else has done that. So I think that was a sign of, hey, we can create a really good narrative here if we can consistently put some of those moments closer together.
The men's basketball team suffered its first defeat of the season on Friday with a 74-73 loss to Dayton. The Jayhawks bounced back on Sunday, knocking off Iona 96-83 to finish in 3rd place at the ESPN Events Invitational. KU is now 5-1 and will play next on Friday night in New York against St. John's. Tip-off is scheduled for 6 p.m.
The women's team split a couple of games at their tournament in Las Vegas. After falling 68-58 to 11th-ranked Tennessee on Friday, KU bounced back with an 81-55 victory over UTEP on Saturday. Junior Holly Kirkster scored 22 points to lead the Jayhawks. Kansas is now 5-1 overall, with the next 3 games at home in Allen Fieldhouse. First up is UTRGV on Wednesday with a tip-off at 7 p.m.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. After the break, Halen will be back to tell us what to expect for the weather this week. Please keep watching.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. My name is Heyman Wilhite here with your weather forecast for this week. A couple of the headlines I'm going to be talking about today. We've got some unseasonably warm temperatures hanging around with this forecast for this week, but looking to stay more on that drier side, and then taking a little peek at next week. Could be finally seeing those temperatures finally get back to where they should be, or at least a lot more colder than what we are going to be experiencing for today and for tomorrow as well. But today's forecast, we're going to be at a high of 68 degrees today with mostly sunny skies. Overall, very pleasant weather out there. A little bit above our average for this time of the year. Usually we're supposed to be in those lower 40s, but definitely not going to be seeing that for today, as temperatures are going to be still in those upper 60s. But for tonight, we'll be hanging out in those mid to lower 40s for tonight, with partly cloudy skies and the southwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. And tomorrow it's going to get even better, as temperatures are going to be in those mid to lower 70s for tomorrow. Yes, mid to lower 70s for December. Yes, it's a little weird, but it's very enjoyable. So definitely go out and enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not going to last very long, as once we get into the next week, we may finally see this warm air starting to push out of the region, and this trough system is going to really start trying to kick back in to the region by Monday into Tuesday, and then maybe into Wednesday we may be seeing another trough system starting to come in, and where we could possibly see our next possible chance for some precipitation, give or take between rain or snow possibly. But we're still a little bit iffy with those temperatures going into next week. But just here's a look at this temperature trend of what we're going to be experiencing for the next couple days. But check it out. It's supposed to be 74 degrees for tomorrow, but our average should be in those lower 40s. But clearly we're not experiencing that at all. But hopefully once we get into the first half of next week, we'll finally be back into those lower 40s as we should be. But for the next couple days, not so much the story. We're going to be really enjoying these very fall, or at least mid-October like temperatures, I should say early October temperatures, especially with Thursday 74 degrees, but also 68 degrees for Friday. Saturday, maybe start breaking back into those lower 50s, and then eventually those mid 50s as well for Chiefs Sunday. And then by the first half of next week, we'll finally be back into those at least in those mid to lower 40s, and maybe seeing the possibility of some precipitation wanting to come into the region, either in the form of rain or snow. That all will have to depend on where our lows get for that, at least our lows for those early morning hours. So far, 29 degrees and 31 degrees. That's below freezing, so maybe seeing a little bit of flurry possibly want to come up in our forecast next week. That's all I have for this weather forecast. Stay tuned for more KJH news.